What's going on to all of my Aquarius? So you have the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Star, the Hangman. I want to get this right. The Hermit, the Five of Swords, the Death card, the King of Wands, the Judgment, and you have the Ace of Swords. So starting off, you Aquarius happen to be in a situation where excuse me, I'm seeing that a lot of you Aquarius happen to be in a situation where you were with someone that you ultimately ended up walking away from, only to unfortunately walk into the arms of someone who acts like they care just enough to get you Aquarius to care about them and get and them to get you invested so that they can start turning the tables on you. The Hangman, the Hermit, now all of a sudden they start doing the bait and switch. And this most definitely, Aquarius, is a test from the universe. And the reason why it is I'm saying it is because whenever there's a lot of times you get yourself into the same situations, if you keep claiming that you don't want to be a part of this, the way that things work is that you are going to be a part of what it is that you say that you don't want, because spiritually that's how things work, to see if you're really serious about it. It's going to test you by giving you the opposite of what it is that you say that you want, so that you can either stand up against it and say, no, I don't want that. I'm very serious. I really don't want this messed up, dysfunctional situation. Or will you cave in? Now, again, this is why it is I say that a lot of people got to start standing up for themselves when it's time to do that, when it's wise to. Because the way that things work out, right, especially with this reading for my Aquarius, this is a situation where those people um, ended up being adversarial to you, right? The one that you walked away from, only for you to walk yourself right into another adversarial interaction with somebody else. So now it's like, at this point, it should honestly be showing you, Aquarius, that there is something more to the universe. Because, and when I say the universe, I mean existence entirely. Because how ironic is it that you just said that you didn't want this, and then you literally walked yourself right back into the same situation, but with the different person that you said that you didn't want? So, and the reason why is because that it's a test. It's something that the Hangman, it's a situation where when you get yourself into this relationship, or when you got yourself, if you haven't already evolved past through it, right? But it's supposed to test you to really see if this is what it is that you want. So if you Aquarius know that you don't want to be with somebody that smothers you, that tells you what to do, that that plays mind games, and you Aquarius want certain things the way you want it, you're going to have to interact with enough people to see if you and that person are ultimately on the same page. Because there are people who think like you. It's called commonalities. It's called having things in common. You understand what I'm saying? And having things in common is one of the indications that it's probably a good idea for you to actually be with that person. And it has to be real, though. It has to be organic. Because a lot of times, more often than not, you would think that with all of the disagreements that you see out here in the dating arena, that people wouldn't fake this type of stuff. But yeah, people fake being matches with people all the time, where they know that that person and them doesn't really have a whole lot in common, but they'll lie and they'll fake it because they think that if they get with this person, it'll create some form of advantage for them to you know what I mean, these fake power couple mentality that the person has. where they get with you, right? It's like Kanye and Kim Kardashian, where you see these power couples and you think that these people are like miraculously getting along because Kanye is a Gemini and Kim Kardashian is a Libra, and because they're both air signs, they get each other, right? Yeah, on certain regards, but no on other regards, because Kim Kardashian still wants to be the leader and Kanye still has his own creativity. So it's like, but this is the power couple perspective, right? Where you think that, it extends the person that you looking towards as a trophy extends into the power couple, because they imagine themselves in being they imagine themselves in their own imagination, right? Or in their own thoughts, that what life would be like if they were actually hanging out with this particular person. The notoriety and them being able to brag to their friends and their family of, look of the wonderful whoever I have, to my friends, family, past romantic situations. They see me walking down the street and they getting so jealous. But the question is, why is this person even thinking like that? Why is that even a thing in the first place, right? So the hermit the hermit represents, you have to learn to see through this by understanding that, these people are very much so trying to use you, right? the five of swords the five of swords is about how, when certain things would happen, they would try to flip you in the sense of like use you. But I'm glad for a lot of you Aquarius, because you Aquarius, when it comes to this person, a lot of you Aquarius shut that down very soon, and a lot of you Aquarius is like, nah, I'm not dealing with this, because you realize you just got yourselves out of that same relationships with the Eight of Cups. So you walked right out of a situation like that into the very same thing, just with the person differing, or wearing a different shirt, right, and in a different face. And then you have the Death card and the King of Wands. The Death card and the King of Wands here represents this being a situation for you where you got to understand what's coming next is an abrupt change, because the Death card represents abrupt change. It represents Scorpio, and Scorpio is about drastic and painful transformations, Aquarius. So don't trip. Now, this transformation, it has to be done in order so that a lot of you Aquarius actually start getting with the partners that you say that you want, and actually start taking a little bit more charge of your own life and getting to the things that you legitimately want, and start cutting out all the BS that comes along with it. And one of the ways that you're going to have to learn to do it is through the Death card. The Death card is what? Putting an end to superstitions and disrespectful people who are trying to, who effectively don't necessarily conspire against you in the sense that they're doing it to you in particular and no one else, but they conspire against you in the sense that they do that to every one of their partners. And you're going to have to put an end to this phase in your life. The King of Wands represents the type of people whom you are going to have to put an end, not in that way, but I mean the archetype of scenario that you're going to have to put an end to. You're going to have to stop. And then when you bring the two together, you see a bigger picture. You're going to have to stop engaging with people who deliberately make it a point to act like they don't have any common sense, and think that that lack of common sense is somehow attractive, because it's not very attractive whatsoever, not really. And then you have the Judgment. After this, their punishment when you left this situation, right? This specific situation, but their punishment in general when you when you learn to be more ruthless with seeing red flags and letting go of relationships, once you're able to see what's coming ahead of time, the amount of time that it's going to save you is priceless, because you have the Judgment, which is, this is a situation where your value is going to go up anyway, because you're not going to be spending so much time wasting it on people who try to run game on you in the first place. You're going to actually be a lot more ruthless, like I said, a lot more meaningful and a lot more direct with your time, right? Whenever it is that you see somebody being on some BS, you hanging out with that person is playing all types of games, and that's the catch 22. Are they really playing games? Or is that the ramblings and the ravings of a lunatic that really can't control themselves and is really hanging from a thread of sanity, their last thread of sanity, before they have a full breakdown? That's for you to decide. But the judgment represents this will most definitely cut back on a lot of time that you Aquarius usually spend to get to know people. And then you have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is you definitely need to learn how to be more ruthless with your time. And I can show you how to do that if you contact me for a private reading. Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com. You can contact me through that email, or you can contact me through my website, and you can pay on my website as well as drop down to the section below and type in your name, your email address, and type in your message, and it'll automatically get sent to my inbox, and I'll take care of you, give you your reading there. But you have to learn to get that up underneath control. You have to become much more willing to walk away, even from the people that you like, right? um and sometimes Aquarius can have a problem doing that. Oh yeah, and it's why, because the Ace of Swords, you've been very giving to the wrong types of people, and you need to be very careful, or more careful, of the types of people, or the archetype, right? The type of people who you do it to, because some people will appreciate it and reciprocate, some people won't, because they're taking you for granted. Let's clarify the Death card. Let's clarify the Death card. All right, so you have the Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Judgment. But you already have the Judgment. You see what I mean? So to clarify the Death card, the Page of Pentacles is all about how these are people who, some of the red flags that you need to look out for are people who take all the time to ask you questions, but then when you ask them questions, their questions mirror yours quite a lot. That's one of the ways that you can spot someone who is a chameleon, regardless of who it is, right? Regardless of who it is. Because a chameleon is a person that fits in with what they think you want to see, but that's not actually them. And that could be a very detrimental situation if you're not careful. Then you have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands being a situation for a lot of you Aquarius, where what you need to also do is give them a try, but also be aware of what's going on. Make sure that the two of you are on equal footing, okay? Where it's reciprocal, and then you have the Judgment. The Judgment, to clarify the Death card, it has to deal with that type of stuff, endings and beginnings, in that order, endings and beginnings, because because the Judgment is a representation of how the Judgment basically represents giving new life to things that are finished, if you know what I mean, right? And there's a reason for that, because what it's saying here is that what you are supposed to be putting to bed, so to speak, is the old life, where people give you a hard time, right? What you're supposed to be bringing new, or bringing back to life, is the type of, or is the relationships, that the life, the new life that comes from that. is the relationships that you say that you want, that you're going to have to actually implement some form of action to get. Let's clarify the Hangman, right? You have to clarify the Hangman, you have the King of Wands, right? So you have to clear everything off of the table. You have to stop being a wimp in that sense, Aquarius. And you Aquarius have to start putting yourselves into a very serious mindset where if you know you are unhappy in relationships and with legitimate cause to, the person is lazy, the person doesn't pay attention to you, the person doesn't ask you any questions, they don't take the time to get to know you, then it means that you have to learn to start being honest and get rid of the relationship and leave. Then you have the Queen of Cups. Don't worry about trying to be the good person all the time or the good Samaritan all the time. That's going to backfire on you. And then you have the Five of Swords. And even if you decide to stick it out, there's a chance that this person may end up dumping you. So here here you see it. It's a situation where there's really no point in you being detrimented in that sense, where you try to stifle your own self due to the fact that you trying to do the other person a favor. Don't do them a favor. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Currently, I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to 2,100 subscribers. I have 2,059 subscribers. Keep smashing that subscribe button. Keep clicking that notification bell and keep clicking the all to the notification bell so you can get notified whenever it is that I drop a video. Peace. Appreciate y'all.